tell you something. A Florida woman just got arrested and charged after her car caught on fire with her unattended children inside of it while she was shoplifting at the mall. Check this shit out.
A car burst into flames with 2 kids inside. And to make it worse, police say the mom was inside the mall shoplifting when all of this happened.
Alicia Moore was later arrested. Security watched her shoplift for about an hour at the Dillards before she saw the fire and dropped the merchandise. Both kids were taken to a nearby hospital, one with first-degree burns, according to authorities.
You mean to tell me that this woman and this man went inside this store and them people were watching them a whole hour inside the store? As she was leaving the store, she saw her car engulfed in flames and dropped all the stuff she stole for the hour and ran out the goddamn store. The kids was in the car playing with lighters and matches and tried to burn the goddamn car down. Them 2 children was transported to Arnold Palmer Children's Hospital, and one child suffered first-degree burns to her face and her ears. This woman was charged with aggravated child neglect and arson. She also is faced with 4 additional charges of petty theft, battery, and assault from previous incidents, and is being held on a $48,000 bond. DCL finna take them kids, I'm telling you right now, and she finna go through hell, back in that fire in her goddamn car to get them kids back. How you go shoplifting and boosting with your kids in the car? She need her ass whipped, boy. She need her ass whipped. I'm telling you right now. Somebody get on her ass. I'm gonna tell you right now. Some people don't deserve kids. I don't know how kids is such a blessing, man, and they ain't asked to be here.
Shalom, shalom. Call HALAL, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Has given all praise to the Most High. In the name is only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. My name is Ibar from the Prophets in Babylon camp down here in Tampa, Florida, and I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us His truth and sincerity, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. And in this video, as you've seen, I'm going through this Nino Brown commentary about the woman that left her kids in the car. This actually happened in Orlando, Florida, which is not too far from us down here in Tampa, Florida. All right, and I was going to touch on a few scriptures touching on this topic because, hey man, this is a part of the curses, man. Now the woman was in the store stealing for over an hour. You know, the security people watching her on the camera for over an hour, stealing. So she was gonna get arrested anyways. They were just watching her, getting ready to arrest her. But if she comes outside and she see that her kids were in there, and I guess the man she was with too was in there stealing with her, or keep a lookout or something. You know, but nobody was watching the kids. The kids ended up setting the car on fire, and it was like engulfed in flames. While I was kids in there, man. She came out, saw what happened, dropped the stuff, you know, and all of a sudden, all that shit that she stole for an hour didn't mean no more, you know. And they locked her ass up, man. You know, and this, like I said, it's a part of the curses. You know, you can go many ways with this lesson. Also, you know, the neglect of these women of their children. You know, they really don't, you know, they really don't take the best care of their children, man. Okay, and also too, the fact that she had to steal. First of all, the scripture says, "Thou shalt not steal." Okay, so that's against the commandment. So she ultimately caught judgment for stealing. And apparently, she's a career thief. You know, and I'm guessing that's how she was planning on feeding her kids instead of getting a job or something. You know, she said she gonna steal, and then you know, imagine the sorry ass nigga with her. You know, the sorry ass nigga that he I'm probably his kids too, at least some of them. You know, and he you know, in there with her, man. You know, so this shows you that Jake is just destroyed, and ultimately, a lot of people ain't gonna make it, man. So let's go to Deuteronomy 28, verse 56. It says, "A tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground, for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter." You see, so the tender and delicate woman among you, you know, are women. You know, they before they, you know, they wouldn't even touch the ground with their feet. But now, you know, these women have become straight monsters. You know, they don't really care about their kids, leaving their kids any and everywhere to any and everybody. You know, the kid be all fucked up. You know, those kids are probably going to have, you know, issues now when they're growing up because of, you know, they was in a car engulfed in flames. You know, pretty much abandoned by their parents. You know, but some badass kids ain't blameless either, man. Okay. It says, and toward her young one that cometh from between her feet. So these women, they have an evil eye toward their not only their men. You know, I don't need a man, I don't need a nigga, I'm independent. You know, that's the evil eye. And she probably in that spirit too, or in that independent spirit. Oh, I can get it all by myself. I gotta do what I gotta do instead of just, you know, whatever. But then this is the result of that. It says, and toward her young ones that come out from between her feet, meaning she birthed them, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them in the want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness. Wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in the gates. So when the time come of the siege and all hell breaking loose and famine and great destruction, if a woman will leave her kids in the car for an hour to go steal, you know, push come to shove, she will eat those children in a time where there is nothing to steal, you know. And it's the unfortunate truth. Okay, it says, if thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, Yahawah thy power. You see, that's the power of people. They don't fear the Lord, man. You know, they don't fear the Lord, and ultimately, and ultimately because of that, because they don't fear the Lord, you know, they're going to, you know, do all types of wickedness and, you know, bring all types of destruction upon their own seed, man. All right, Job chapter 3, Job chapter 39, verse 13, it says, gavest thou the godly wings unto the peacocks, or wings and feathers unto the ostrich, which leaveth her eggs in the earth and warmeth them in dust. That's what these black women do nowadays. And not just a black woman, but, you know, all women, you know, because of, you know, the disconnect, you know, in the society. It says, which leaveth her eggs in the earth and warmeth them in the dust. Like the ostrich, she will, you know, lay her eggs in the, you know, on the ground. Most birds lay their eggs up in the trees, you know, in a bush somewhere hidden. But an ostrich will just lay her eggs on the ground and then cover them up with dirt. Okay, not really caring for the eggs, you know, and then leave the eggs. It says, and forgetteth that the foot may crush them, or that the wild beast may break them. So she ain't thinking about how, you know, what could happen to those kids, man. You know, she is hardened against her young ones as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear. So she is hardened against her young ones, her children, as if they were not hers. And she treating these kids like they ain't even hers. She don't really care about them. To leave your kids in the car for an hour and not even go out there and check on them, and you go in there to steal, which is gonna get you locked up. You know, certain things you shouldn't be doing nowadays if you got kids, man. That's why he said everybody ain't meant fit to have kids. You shouldn't be stealing. You shouldn't be doing shit that's gonna get you locked up. Me personally, I have a son. You know, I recently had a son, and not that I was doing anything before, but I damn sure ain't doing nothing now. You know, that can, you know, cause me to get arrested or locked up. You know, you know, some unrighteous for unrighteousness. You know. Because I know I have a child to take care of. I got a son that needs me, you know. So if all Israel had that mentality, things like this would not happen, you know. It says she is hardened against her young ones as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear, because the Most High hath deprived her of wisdom, neither hath He imparted to her understanding. So these women don't have no wisdom or understanding, and because of that, their own kids are being destroyed, man. And like you said, in the siege, okay, they're gonna be eating these children, man. A woman like that, she gonna be eating her children in that day, man. Let's let the smartest play.
You have no kids if you know you broke, busted, disgusted, and can't be trusted.
You heard that?
In that fire in her goddamn car to get them kids back. How you go shoplifting and boosting with your kids in the car? She need her ass whipped, boy. She need her ass whipped. I'm telling you right now. Somebody to get on her ass. I'm gonna tell you right now. Some people don't deserve kids. I don't know how kids is such a blessing, man, and they ain't asked to be here. Don't have no kids if you know you broke, busted, disgusted, and can't be trusted. And you know you on some street shit. Out here boosting, robbing, and stealing, and ain't got nobody to help you watch your kids while you got them get some money for your kids. You can't do that in them people's stores, stealing them people's shit. You can't do that. Remember, these kids ain't asked to be here. So it's your job to provide the best life you can for your children. And if you can't, don't have them goddamn kids, man. Because you made the decision to have them kids. And you got to be careful who you lay up and have kids with. Because some of these boys ain't real men. I don't care how fine they look, how tall they look, how muscular they look. Some of them ain't got it here to be no leader of no household. Some of them ain't got it here to be no real father. And to have you boosting and shoplifting while your kids ain't even had the audacity to sit in the car. I'm going to watch the kid while you go in there and boost, dog. Or I'm going to go in here and boost while you watch the kids, dog. Ain't had the audacity to watch the kids while she end up boosting. Yeah, both of the kids in there playing with any minute, mighty mo with the goddamn lights and matches. Almost blew the goddamn. What if that fire would have gotten that gas tank? Huh? Yeah, some of these boys ain't real men. Gotta make sure you know who you having kids with, because that's a lifelong contract. And trust me, you will be broke, busted, disgusted, and can't be trusted. And in child support court looking for your baby daddy to fuss with. Think about what I'm saying now. Y'all make sure y'all like this video. Y'all make
So you made a great point. You made a great point. You made some great points.
and
Video.
hell hospital and one and arson. She also is faced with 4 additional charges of petty. What?
So that's the woman, man. Okay, this the woman. This Eve. You know, she done. You know, got her kids. You know, kids gonna get taken. You gonna get taken from her now. You know, it's just sad, man. It's just sad. And this is why we ultimately need to be saved, man. We need salvation. You know. A lot of these women ain't fit. Let me grab that. Y'all close out with that. Okay. These women ain't, you know, they ain't right, you know. And the problem is too, they think that they don't need a man. They think that they don't have guidance. You know, you need a man for guidance. Okay. I'm in this bitch fighting a mosquito. So bear with me. I'm leaving. It says, Ecclesiasticus chapter I'm going to go Ecclesiasticus chapter 3 verse 2. It says, "For the Lord hath given the father honor over the children, and have confirmed the authority of the mother over the sons." So the Lord, you know, he set up a house in a certain order, man. And really, it's supposed to be fathers in the house. Okay, it's supposed to be fathers in the house. Okay, it's let me jump down to verse 9. It says, "For the blessing of the father establisheth the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundations." Everybody ain't meant to be a mother, man. You know, and the blessing of the father, you know, having a father in the house is, you know, it's supposed to be some order, some guidance, you know, some instruction going out, you know. But in these, you know, relationships now, that ain't happening, man. And that's why you gotta be careful who you put your seed in too, man. Don't be just putting your seed in any and everybody. You know, she may look good. She probably got a fat ass. She probably, you know, got a nice body. You know, probably got a BBL or whatever the fuck. Who knows, man? You know, and the guy will see her, okay. And scriptures say, how I go, roughly paraphrasing, "Oh, stumble not at the beauty of a woman." So they probably stumbled at the beauty of this woman, and went and laid down with her, and then put a seed in her, and not your seed, you know, in a fucking locked car, you know, with their damn face on fire, man. All right, which is hell. You know, which the dad, whoever this dad is, he probably, you know, he's somewhat locked up. I don't give a damn, anyways. But for a real man, hey, that's hell to find out, you know, that this happened to your children, and that this is their mother, man. You know, this is who you put your seed in. So it says, Ecclesiasticus chapter 7 verse 25, "Marry thy daughter, so thou shalt have performed a weighty matter." So give your daughter. We had to marry our daughters off. You know, in the ancient world, we married our daughters off, and we gave them to a man of understanding, a man of substance, a man that could take care of them, so they don't be doing shit like this, man. You know, this is why I went to one of my last videos. You know, you got a girl that got caught in the house, in her father's house, with 2 different boys. This is why these women were married off young, because, you know, she probably, you know, pregnant right now, you know, in her father's house, you know. But if you got married off young, you know, then you will be given to a man with substance. So you don't have to do all this. Okay, it says, but now she probably, you know, had children young, you know, and she feel like she ain't got no other choice but she got to do what she got to do. It says, "Hast thou a wife after thy mind?" And that's important. You want to have a woman that's after your mind. Not after her own mind, not doing her own thing. She's supposed to be in order, and you men, you supposed to get your woman in order. You know. It says, forsake her not, but give not thyself over to a light woman. Don't give yourself over to a light woman, the simple woman, a woman with no real understanding, a woman that's argumentative, embracive, and not compassionate, just a demon. Don't give yourself over to that type of woman, because it will destroy you. Eventually it will destroy you and your seed. With that being said, I'm going to say shalom, kwame, shalom, baba, ball.